again. This is the Ticket Stubs Podcast, and after a few months, we are back. We are back. Yes, we are back. Say hello. Say thank you to your Lord and Savior. We are back. This is the Zach and Jay Ticket Stubs Podcast. Zach, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back. Finally, we get to talk about movies again. It's been way too freaking long.
It has been a long time. It's been like 4 or so months, I think, since
4 or so
June?
months. I think
right?
maybe it was July. It was July or something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was the summer. Definitely was the summer when we actually we did the show for a little bit, kind of see how test the waters. We weren't happy with how it was coming out. Not that we were bad syncing together, but like the actual the way the show was formatted.
Yeah, the formatting of the show was it was something to be, there was something to be desired there. But I think now we've got it under control. So
yeah, we have a better idea of how we want to do it. We kind of just were winging it, honestly. And kind of like, man, doing a full hour review of a movie is like, yo, that's hard.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Like you gotta like write down all these bullet points. I mean, we're still gonna review film and movies and stuff like that, but we have a better format for the show. And the first format change of the new set of Ticket Stubs episodes is what we have been doing. Zach, it's been a while. Inform me what you've been. I haven't seen you in a while, Zach. What have you been up to?
I mean, honestly, man, I have just been trying to get through school, but whenever I'm not doing schoolwork, been trying to, do a little bit of Street Fighter, get some gaming knowledge on, and watch some movies. Which this week I happened to watch 22 Jump Street. That movie was that was pretty funny. I like that movie.
I haven't even seen the first one.
You haven't?
I haven't seen the show, or I haven't seen either of the movies.
I have not seen the show, but these movies they're pretty good. I mean, Channing Tatum, in my opinion, is like way funnier than Jonah Hill.
Dude,
like,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, Channing Tatum like makes that movie what it is, but they're great movies.
I have always hated Jonah Hill. Like I never thought he was a funny guy.
I don't hate him, but I mean, he's not like hilarious to me. He has his moments. That's all I'll say.
Apparently, he was really good in Wolf of Wall Street, but I haven't seen it yet, and I have that Blu-ray.
You have the Blu-ray?
I bought that shit a long time ago. I haven't even. It's still like unwrapped. It's still wrapped. I haven't even watched it yet.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, it's just I've heard great things about the movie, but that's just such a time commitment. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to try to do that.
But it's like I can watch Lord of the Rings, but I cannot watch Wolf of Wall Street. It's like the same length. if that, like it might be shorter.
Yeah,
it's definitely shorter than the
Is
Lord
it shorter?
Of the Rings. I mean, well, I watched.
Wolf is like a 3.5 hour movie, isn't it?
Is it 3.5? I watched.
I heard it was like 3.5 hours.
I'll watch There Will Be Blood, and I will watch extended edition Lord of the Rings, but I will not watch Wolf of Wall Street. Maybe because Leonardo DiCaprio's in it, and like I don't hate.
You don't like Leo?
No, I like Leo.
Oh, okay.
I like Leo. Right. But
right.
like I've never seen him be funny.
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking like, do I want to ruin my idea of Leo? 'Cause, I mean, he's such a good actor in dramatic roles, but it's like, can he really be funny? Apparently, he's really funny.
Yeah.
Obviously nominated for an Oscar for it. Didn't win, but he's nominated.
Yeah. I mean, he gets nominated for an Oscar for everything nowadays. It's like a running gag, but yeah, I've heard really good things about that movie. So I don't know.
Hopefully, watch?
That was it. Yeah, that was it. I'm trying to watch The Warriors.
Dude, you gotta watch it, man.
I know, because actually, on a stream I was watching, Vaya was taunting Mike with that when he was trying to give away these free DVDs on this stream, and Vaya had the DVDs clacking them together, and he was like, Warriors, come out to play. And I was like, oh, that makes me want to watch that movie so bad.
You gotta watch it, man. It's like, I mean, I'm looking at my poster on my wall right now. Like, I have a poster framed of the Warriors. It's so good. I got the Blu-ray at Best Buy for like $6. Like, it was like super cheap.
I need to get that Blu-ray.
Like, it's like one of the best indie films that I've ever seen. Like, it's totally not like an amazing movie by like the sense of like, well, this is like a Coen's brother movie, but like just flat out just cool time period. Like 70s gangs. It's just really rad. And it's super diverse and like the craziest gangs. It's really cool. I don't know. It's a really cool story. Really cool. The book.
It looks really awesome.
The book is like way more intense.
Oh, it's based off a book? Oh, I did not know that.
It's based on a book, way less diverse. In the movie, it's like gangs of every race, and whatever in New York City. In the book, it's like about a gang who's like a Black and Latino gang. They like rape a girl, and like in the book, they don't do that in the movie, but like they kind of they hint that they might do it.
Oh.
in the movie. In the
Okay.
book, they actually like rape, like they full on rape a girl like,
Oh,
on a
jeez.
train or something. And they're like younger, like they're like 16 in the movie. They're like 20. It's a
Yeah, they look a
completely
lot older in the
different-
movie.
Yeah, they're like older in the movie, but in
Mhm.
the book they're like teenagers. So it's a completely different type of thing, but it's based on it.
Right.
And the names are different too. I forgot what it's called, but it's a cool movie for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Jason? You watch any? What have you been up to? It's been a while since I've seen you too, man.
Man, Zach, I've been doing so much.
You've been up to a lot.
I've watched so much stuff. Okay, I'll go from the get go. I'll start with the movies.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Following you.
I saw Big Hero 6.
Okay.
I liked
I
it
heard
a
really
lot.
good things about the movie.
It was really fun. I thought it was a little too long,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought they kind of, I don't know, set it up like kind of boringly. Like they kind
Okay.
of like, here's the plot. It's like we get it. We know what's gonna happen. It's kind of
Right.
like feeding it to us.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was animated beautifully and really well. I love cartoons. And I love 3D
Yeah.
animation. So it was super cool. And then last
That's awesome.
weekend I saw the Madagascar movie,
They made a new one?
The Penguins in Madagascar.
Oh, the Penguins one?
And
Yeah.
that movie was really good. Like
It was
flat
good?
out. That was better than Big Hero
Those
6.
penguins are pretty funny.
Dude, those penguins made it, man. That was like always
Oh, yeah.
that's the movie about them, but like that's why they made it about them because it was they're such a cool character, like group
Yeah.
of characters to have.
They're definitely like the best part about the Madagascar movies.
You don't think Chris Rock is funny?
I think Chris Rock is he's funny, but I think the Penguins, like as a group, dynamic together, were like way funnier than any of Chris Rock's stuff in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with like their background story, or whatever. So it's really kind of cool. It goes from like them being not really them being born, but like
Right.
them on the like what Antarctica, or is that where they come from?
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like
wherever
that. I
they're
don't know.
from. It starts where they're from, and then continues on to, to whatever else they do, the shenanigans that ensue. It's a really cool
that's
movie. I
nice.
liked it a lot. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously it's a kids movie, but I enjoyed it. What else? I think I saw something else. I saw a Nightcrawler a few weeks ago.
Oh,
with
that Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh.
That was good.
I love noir movies.
Oh,
I love neo-noir movies even more.
yeah.
And
That's
this
probably
was
my favorite
this was
genre.
a neo-noir film to the
It was?
T. It was so good. See, I didn't know it was because the picture, the poster, promo
Mhm.
looked like a neo-noir film, and then like this,
Right.
I was watching my friend, and I was like, damn, this is a noir film to the T. And like Jake
Mhm.
Gyllenhaal was so creepy in it the entire
was?
time. Yeah, he was such a
I
creepy
saw
character.
some of that trailer. Like he looked like weird as hell.
Dude, he was super weird. He was like super, super weird, and like the story
Mhm.
was like the plot line wasn't necessarily like the most intense plot line or
Right.
most well written plot line, but
Mhm.
I was really like wondering what's gonna happen every single moment.
Wow.
It's about like a guy who wants to break into the industry of breaking news.
Right.
Like he has a private company type thing. He films breaking
Mhm.
news, and then he sells it to a news station.
Right.
So it's like, oh, that's like what I do for a living. Minus I actually work for the station, so like this is kind of
Right.
cool. And then it just gets creepier and crazier and crazier, and he starts breaking more laws, and it's like really, really rad. I think honestly my favorite Gyllenhaal movie
Wow.
for sure. I mean, I haven't seen like his entire catalog. But I
Right.
did see they're making a source code too. Source code 2. I did see that.
Oh yeah, I did see that somewhere.
The
I
train
remember.
movie.
Yeah.
Whatever. The train dying. The live
Yes.
die repeat.
The live die repeat on a train.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What else did I've seen? What else? I watched Ninja Turtles a while back. Obviously,
You watching Ninja Turtles? Yeah.
that was crap.
It was crap.
It was crap. Yeah.
It looked like crap to me, to be
It-
honest.
dude,
Like,
well, I love Turtles. I had to watch it, but it was crap.
yeah. I love
been-
turtles. I just don't want it to like ruin my image of turtles because
Dude,
I love the turtles so
it won't
much.
ruin it for you, but it's totally crap. They're
It was
making a
crap.
sequel, and they're
They're
making
making
number
a
2.
sequel?
I think
Oh
it
my
made enough
gosh.
money. I think it made enough money.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I've been watching tons of TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually I watch more TV than movie. I've been watching Hell on Wheels
Okay.
because I love cowboys. I was like, fuck it, I'll
Yeah.
watch it. And
Yeah.
it's actually really good. I binge watched season 1 and 2 in like 4
That's
days.
an AMC show, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
came out during the same year as Walking Dead first started,
It did it? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Did not know that.
which I need to
Yeah.
watch Walking Dead. I'm not like
You do need to,
No,
because
it's good.
this season it's pretty good so far. I
My
am
dad
enjoying.
loves it, and I've watched the first season and half of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think I told you on Black Friday, season 2 was so boring.
Yeah, season 2.
House made
I
me
mean-
stop watching.
Yeah, I told you I didn't even watch season 2. Like I watched all of season 1, and then I watched like the first 2 episodes of season 2, and I was like, nah, bump
No.
this. And I went to season 3, and season 3 was really good because that's when they go to the governor's place, and I was like, yeah. Like now it's getting to like some real action.
Well, from what I gathered from the second half of season 2, it's like they find that the barn has zombies in it. They're not killing them. The girl's daughter, all spoilers. Oops, sorry. The lady, Carol, who's dead now, right? No, she's not dead. Her daughter's dead.
Carol?
No,
yeah, her daughter's dead.
Not her daughter, but
Carol's not dead.
No, I'm thinking of the spoiler from this past mid-season finale.
Oh,
it's Herschel's other daughter.
Yeah,
spoiler. Oops.
Beth,
right?
Oops, spoiler.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. But nothing. I don't think anything else happens. What's her face? Doesn't well, Shane dies.
Yeah, Shane dies. That's probably like
you meet Herschel. You meet the British chick, or not British chick, the British American chick.
The Maggie girl.
You meet Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Maggie. Her and Glenn bang it out.
Dale dies in season 2, doesn't he?
Dale? Who's
Dale?
Dale's the
old one. Yeah, the old guy with the watch.
Yeah, he died. Bit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think his neck gets bit the hell out. I think.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I need to watch that for sure. My dad been watching since the get go, and season 3 looked cool.
Yeah,
all like the
season 3
stuff
was really good.
I saw a clip of the scene of Maggie getting almost raped. I saw that.
That's a pretty intense scene.
Yeah, I saw part of that. Yeah,
their relationship with her and Glenn afterwards is like they played it out really, really well. So yeah, season 3 was just a really good season.
Yeah, I don't know why I watched that scene and just that one. Like I'm not sure what I was doing to where I'd only watched like the almost rape scene. But I watched that scene. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been buying so many Blu-rays, Zach.
All the Blu-rays.
If you remember,
well, you are a Blu-ray fanatic, so.
Well, if you remember a few months ago, actually probably in the summer, I was like, I really want to have a Blu-ray collection.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, "Well, start buying them." I was like, I don't know. And I bought Korra season 2 on Blu-ray.
And then
that like set it off because that same night, I bought freaking the complete collection of Planet of the Apes on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I bought like literally, I think I'm looking at my bookshelf now. I think I bought like 12 in the past week.
12 Blu-rays?
Yeah, I mean they're all like cheaper ones, not like brand new or anything. I bought. Here's what I got. I got freaking Black Friday. I bought Jack Ryan, Pacific Rim, Pulp Fiction, Great Gatsby, Hobbit 1 and 2.
Okay.
Walking Dead season 1. And then a few days after that, I bought Gladiator, the first 3 Bourne movies.
Yes.
Gravity, No Country for Old Men, Hang 'em High, Patriot yesterday, Gran Torino yesterday.
Nice.
Kingdom of Heaven today, Taken today.
I've not seen Kingdom of Heaven.
And 310 to Yuma today.
Oh, 310 to Yuma. That's such a good movie.
Kingdom of Heaven, it's Ridley Scott and Orlando
That's that Orlando Bloom movie, right?
Orlando Bloom, yeah. It's like the Crusade era. It's super, super good. But actually, this actually ties into news of current stuff. People keep saying that it's super whitewashed because the cast is all white, you know? Much like Ridley Scott's current movie that's coming out, Exodus.
The Exodus movie?
With Christian Bale and Sigourney Weaver. Which, like, again, it looks super awesome. Same, like, kind of, you know, a feel to the movie, but it's all whitewashed. But
yeah. I thought that was kind of weird when they were trying to make, like, a Moses movie, and they're like, yeah, let's cast Christian Bale, and I was like,
is he Moses?
But I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be Moses.
Is he? I don't know anything about I know nothing about the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Moses.
I see Christian Bale with a beard and a cape and Sigourney Weaver. I'm like, I'm watching.
Oh, yep, he's definitely Moses.
He's Moses, okay.
Yep.
I know, I feel like in the past few years I've seen so many Bible movies.
They're coming up with a lot recently.
Well, I have no idea why. Did Noah come out recently too?
Yeah, the
Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah, Russell Crowe one. Yeah, they had Noah. They had Exodus that just came out. I feel like there's another one that was like supposed to be coming out pretty soon. That was like a Bible.
When was the movie with what's his name as God? No, not as God. When did the sequel to Bruce Almighty come out? When he was
the Evan Almighty movie?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it looks stupid.
That came out in like high school. That was I want to say that was like probably 2010, 2011.
Okay, really? Wow.
I want to say that.
Past that, dang.
No, I think it was. I think it was around then. I remember it was when I was still in high school.
Okay. Okay.
So I think like 2010,
It
something like
wasn't
that.
good though, was it?
I heard it was awful.
I mean, it looked stupid for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, Bruce Almighty was awesome. But
I
yeah.
I liked it, but even though I think if I watch it now, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
You wouldn't?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't seen it in a while. So.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But Kingdom of Heaven, really good. I thought it was really cool. It kind of like has poor writing in the get go of it.
Right.
Definitely not as good as Gladiator. Definitely not as good as Troy.
Gladiator's so good, though.
Gladiator's amazing, and Troy I think is really good too.
Troy's good, yeah.
Even though it's a Brad Pitt movie, but I think it's really, really well.
You don't like
well
Brad
done.
Pitt?
Brad Pitt, I'm iffy on Brad Pitt, man. Like I like some of his movies, I hate others. I hate more than I like of his films.
Right.
Like I can't name. I
can
can't
see
even.
that.
I can't name 5 that I like. Troy.
Fight Club.
I don't like Fight Club.
You don't like Fight Club?
I don't like Fight Club, dude.
I love Fight Club.
Fight Club to me is very similar to Pulp Fiction, where it's super like you can't touch it. You can't say anything bad about it because the masses love it.
Yeah.
No, I can really like. Part of that is why I don't like it because I grew up like this whole expectation that these movies are gonna blow my mind.
And then
but then I watch Godfather and Back to the Future first, and I'm like, these are better movies than Pulp Fiction and Fight Club.
Right. I can see that.
It's like Gravity. I have Gravity, haven't watched it yet. I hear it's amazing.
I don't really want to watch Gravity because I've heard it's only amazing like in the IMAX experience. So I'm not excited. I'm not excited to watch that without IMAX. So yeah.
Did you see?
Because I heard like.
Did you see Interstellar?
I have not seen Interstellar yet. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't yet. I heard what happens in it, but I haven't seen it yet.
I've not even touched that movie at all. I haven't read anything about
Christopher Nolan, dude. I'm iffy on Christopher Nolan.
I mean, I like Christopher Nolan stuff. Like I like his old stuff, like Insomnia with Al Pacino. Like that's a really good movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just like it's not like everything he touches turns to gold for me.
Sure. So, totally, yeah, I completely agree. But it's like I didn't like Inception. Granted,
Inception was all right.
You liked it?
It was. I could see why people could not like it. It's a little bit over the top, and the writing's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. It was definitely.
Sip of that water.
Yeah, sip of that water. It was definitely a lot different than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Because all I watched was the trailers, and I didn't read anything about it. So they came in there and they were talking about all this dream stuff, and I was like, what? Hold on.
If you watch the trailer, all you hear is that bass.
Yeah. The boom.
The boom thing, yeah.
Boom.
See, granted, maybe this is why I don't like Inception, because when all my friends went to watch it when it came out, right?
Right.
I couldn't go. I had a girlfriend or something at the time, so they didn't invite me or something.
Oh, one of those things.
Yeah, one of those type of things. Yeah. So I watched it on a online cam rip. So I was like, this guy was like shaking the camera.
That is definitely not the best way.
Yeah, I was like, maybe that's why I don't like it, but I bought it. I haven't watched it yet, but I have it. So yeah, I think that's all I've been up to, honestly, which is like quite a bit. I mean, obviously the work.
I mean, yeah, that's still a lot of stuff though. But yeah,
more than usual, honestly. I've been slowing down on the toys.
You have?
Just because it's Christmas,
I
need to make sure I can buy Blu-rays because they're cheaper, and I want to make sure I have money for my family Christmas gift type thing.
I hear you there.
But we can go ahead into our next topic, which is news of the film and TV world.
Yes.
Mostly film.
News.
Yeah, news you care about. Isn't that what's that from?
News you
What's that from? Is that from a YouTube channel?
I feel like it might be. Is that DeFranco?
That's
Philip
Beyond.
DeFranco?
Isn't that Beyond?
Is that Beyond?
The news you care about. That's Up at Noon.
Oh, that's Up at Noon. That's right.
Noon.
Yeah, that's Up at Noon.
Oh, excuse me. All right, Zach. Start off. What's something you want? What's some news you gathered?
Okay, so some of my news that I gathered, which is I'm going to start off with something that is near and dear to my heart. It's one of the things that I was most excited about, and that is the fact that the new 007 movie has a cast and a title. And Christopher Waltz is in it, and I am so excited because he is one of my favorite actors since seeing him in Inglourious Basterds and Django. I loved him as Dr. Schultz and as as the Nazi from Inglourious Bastards. He is one of my favorite actors. I'm so excited for him to be in this movie because I've heard they might be trying to play him as Blofeld, and that's going to be awesome if he is.
That's the Spectre, right?
Yeah, Spectre.
See, here's the thing. I love James Bond.
Right.
Right. I think it's one of the. Excuse me. I think it's one of the greatest spy series of all time.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm listening to audiobooks right now. Actually.
Right.
I'm listening to Lord of the Rings audiobook, and I'm listening to I'm listening to Casino Royale audiobook.
Yeah.
Right, because I really want to get into the lit of James Bond.
Yeah.
But you're excited.
I really should too.
Dude, it's so good so far. I mean, listening to it's cool. I'm not sure about reading it, but listening to it's really rad.
Yeah.
You're excited for it because, well, one, James Bond, so of course we're excited for it.
Right. Oh yeah.
But it's Daniel Craig, so it's still gonna be good.
Oh my God, yeah. Daniel Craig
it's not Pierce
probably
Brosnan.
Yeah. Daniel Craig is probably one of my favorite Bonds of all time. Next to
he is my
Sean
favorite
Connery.
Bond. He's my favorite
I
Bond.
like Sean Connery. Sean Connery's my favorite Bond, but Daniel Craig's he's right there with Sean Connery.
It's hard to pick because they're so different. Like Sean Connery is such a suave kind of Bond, whereas Daniel Craig's like, I want to punch you in your throat.
Yeah, Daniel Craig definitely brings a different energy and dynamic to Bond that nobody else has had. Yeah, he's a lot more physical than any other Bond that's been in the series.
Plus, in freaking, is it which one is it? Craig? Which Craig one is it? Where the freaking favela falls apart or something? Like the building they're in falls.
Is
that's Quantum of Solace, right? But they're fighting in the building that's being built. They're fighting in it, and then it falls apart. They're falling through the freaking rafters and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that is Quantum of Solace. Yeah,
Quantum of Solace, right? Yeah. That's a great fight scene.
I thought you were talking about the part in Casino Royale when they're fighting in the building that's getting demolished.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Maybe
there's so many
buildings
about to be collapsed where they end up fighting.
Honestly, I watched Casino Royale when it came out. Not when it came out. I watched it in a hotel room with my dad.
Yeah.
On the demand on demand movie thing. So I don't remember much about it.
Right.
I need to rewatch it.
It's Casino Royale is my favorite with him in it. It was
Skyfall.
I think it was his best. I love Skyfall, but Casino Royale was really good because it officially wiped the taste of Pierce Brosnan out of our mouths.
You didn't like Pierce Brosnan, man? Halle Berry?
I will mend that. I liked GoldenEye. GoldenEye was a really good movie. His very first one was his best.
He did 3,
and after
right?
that, it slowly Did he do
GoldenEye?
He did 4.
To Die Another Day, or
yeah, he did. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Maybe he just did 3.
Man, I don't.
He did the GoldenEye one with the Russians. He did the one with the oil pipeline.
Which one had Halle Berry in it?
That was the very last one.
To Die Another Day.
That was the one with the Vietnamese guys.
Which one had skiing in it?
That was the wait, no, skiing.
He had some ski fight thing, ski.
I think
soldiers.
2 of them had skiing. Because the last one with Halle Berry took place in Antarctica or something, and then the one with the oil pipeline was them in India or Russia or somewhere in Asia where they were building a pipeline, and that's when he gets in a skiing fight with some thugs at one point in that one. Well,
here's the official list of Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies: GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies,
right?
The World Is Not Enough,
okay,
Die Another Day.
Yes, okay.
So I don't even remember The World Is Not Enough.
The World Is Not Enough, I'm pretty sure, is the one with the news conglomerate.
Okay,
I think.
So for me, the one I remember the most is GoldenEye and then Die Another Day.
Yeah.
Because Die Another Day, I was old enough to actually kind of be in theaters to see it.
Right. I don't really. I mean, I remember Die Another Day, but it was not.
It wasn't good.
It was not good at all.
Well, Pierce Brosnan's whole demeanor as James Bond is very. Again, I'm not a big fan of that type of demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a super ladies guy though, but then again, I don't know, it's his visuals. I don't know.
I mean, he kind of looked the part of Bond.
He was suave.
I've read, he is kind of, unfortunately, he is my vision of Bond. So because I grew up on him, so I've read other Bond novels, and I can't help seeing him as Bond when I'm reading about James Bond.
Yeah.
But
see, for me, I think about Daniel Craig. Honestly, I forced that into my head.
Mm-hmm. I really need to because he's so much better of a Bond. But yeah.
Spectre's coming out, or they're starting to shoot it now, right?
I think they're starting to shoot it now, but they're saying it's going to be out by like next November, like
wow,
November 2015.
A year turnaround.
Yeah, that's what they said, and I was like, all right. I mean, if you can do it, and they said they're taking like 7 months to shoot, and I was like, but they did say like after they announced it, like they're shooting like in 3 days, like they're starting shooting.
Oh, okay, I mean it's a pretty big cast too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them.
But so you're excited for Christoph Waltz,
yes,
right?
Yes,
you're excited for the wrong guy.
Oh,
I'm excited for Dave Bautista.
Are you? I saw him on there too.
Not because of Guardians of the Galaxy. You know I hate that movie. Because he's a wrestler, and I love wrestling. And Dave Bautista, the Beast, he's a rat. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
and
he's a rat.
Batista said he wanted to do more serious roles, not just action movies. Granted, this is kind of an action movie, but it's a very prestigious.
It's a much more serious. Yeah, it's a much more serious action movie. I'm gonna be honest though. When I saw him walk up, the first thing I thought was Dave Bautista is the new Odd Job. Yeah. That's the first thought that came to my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I swear to God, if he wears a boiler hat,
he's gonna throw that shit so hard.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, you would understand if he kills someone then, because he's so big.
Yeah, obviously.
He would chuck that hat like a motherfucker.
I mean, he could chuck anything and kill somebody. So.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead. Should I go ahead and say something that I?
Yeah, you can do your next piece of news.
Okay. Welp, Terminator Genesis trailer came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
it did.
Here's the thing, Zach.
Okay.
I love Terminator so much.
I love the first two Terminators very much.
I agree. I think everyone agrees.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I love Terminator 4. I thought it was
not bad.
It was cool. It was cool for what it was.
It was cool.
Christian Bale, whatever the guy's name was from Prison Break.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then the guy from Star Trek played Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
Which is like, Chekhov, what are you doing?
Chekhov.
But obviously Terminator 1 is my favorite.
Yes.
T1 is my favorite because for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a science fiction thriller. Like, you're not going to win this war. But it's like a desperate move from the future.
Right.
T2 is James Cameron going, you know what? I really enjoyed making that movie. I like Terminator 1. I wrote that movie. It was really cool. But now we're going to kick it up a notch. They made it an action series.
Yeah. We're going to make it even bigger, more explosions and liquid metal guys who stab people.
Which was cool and really
Which
scary.
was awesome.
He was scary.
The T-2000 was definitely my favorite Terminator. He was the scariest.
Sure. And now we got an Asian one.
I saw that. I was like, oh, they made him Asian? Like, let's go.
So Terminator Genesis is coming out in June, I think.
Is it coming out in June?
I think June or July, I believe. But the trailer came out. The teaser was out before that, the day before, 15-second teaser. I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it, even though it's like really sticking to that T2 type of like action movie.
Yeah. It really, I saw that right away.
The problem I have with this, though, is that it's literally giving me a billion questions.
Yes.
Because Terminator obviously has timelines, and it has like different like threads here and there. Honestly, more than I thought it would ever have. And this movie like just like takes what T1 did, takes T2, and then like shits on it a billion times. Because T3, in T1, is like we're fighting for the future.
Right.
T2 comes out, we can stop Judgment Day.
Right.
T3 comes out, by the way, you can't stop Judgment Day. It's gonna happen
just keeps
regardless.
Happening.
And then T4, Judgment Day happened. Now we're living in this world.
Now
T5,
we're living after
we can stop it from happening. Come with me if you want to live. It's like, oh my god.
I will admit though, when I saw her get out and she said, "Come with me if you want to live," I was like, "That's pretty badass." I'll give her that.
And here's the thing: I'm not opposed to Sarah Connor because she's a badass. Sarah Connor becomes a badass
she's supposed to be.
In T2, she's a badass,
Yeah.
And in the show, she's a badass.
I've not seen that show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
It's good.
Seen that? It's good.
It's good.
I have to watch that.
But the thing is, though, with the trailer, you see a young Sarah Connor who's obviously, is it Emilia Clarke is her name, right?
I think so, yeah.
She's from, Guardians of the Galaxy. She's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I heard. She plays Khaleesi or whatever, Daenerys.
Yeah.
But with Sarah Connor being trained at such a young age, does she know who Kyle Reese is when she saves him? Like, because like if she knows who he is, it sounded like
she did.
Because think about it, why would the Terminator tell her everything except for that?
Yeah.
And do they?
I mean, it sounded like she did because she was like, she called him a soldier and everything, and I was like,
yeah.
I don't know, because it's like that kind of takes away the whole point of the first movie, because the whole point was that like it was unbeknownst that he was going to become the father of the
savior
of the the savior of the rebellion.
Because in Terminator's like he didn't know why. John gave him pictures of his mom. He didn't know why. Mm-hmm. He's like, here's pictures of my mom. He's like, okay, creepy. I get it. Yeah. And he loved her since from the future. He loved a picture of her from the past. Right. So when they met, he realized, oh shit, I fall in love with you. That's why he gave me the pictures. He knew. But it's like now, if Sarah in Genesis, if she knows that who Kyle Reese is, which it seems like it does, she does. Yeah. Because it makes no sense for a Terminator to not tell her. Like, he's a robot. Well, he would tell her. Yeah. You know?
He doesn't really have feelings at all.
So. Exactly. So, wouldn't that inhibit her loving him? Because there would be no bonding there.
There's no... They haven't gone through anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Yeah. The whole point of there being a T-800 there before the first T-800 there is really confusing to me. Because I was like... They just sent him back, so how the hell did your ass get back first? I don't understand it.
I thought it said that they sent it back and then they reprogrammed it or something? That's what it was, right? That's like what happened?
Are you in the new one?
Yeah, the new one. Is that what happened, right?
Oh, I have no... I don't know anything about this movie.
I saw a synopsis that said, like, oh, hey, we sent it back to kill Sarah, but then we reprogrammed it. That's what I thought it said.
I know that was the thing of the first movie. Oh, wait, I mean, I guess if they sent it back like earlier in time to kill Sarah and reprogrammed it or something like that, I don't know.
That's what I think was what.
That's the only thing I
could be wrong though. I don't remember exactly what the.
Because in that trailer they showed that little clip of like the T-800 there, like when she was a little kid, and I was like, how long has this thing like been around? Like, apparently it's been around since she was like 5 years old or something.
You imagine that when she's saving Kyle from the. T-2000, whatever version that may be. Yeah. Liquid Asian man. She's like at least 20 something.
Yeah.
At least mid-20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can drive a truck.
Pretty well.
Yeah, can how much and this is diverting from that, but I'm not sure how I feel about having Arnold in it just for the sake of having him in it.
I just don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, I understand the point of like rebooting and the nostalgia of having Arnold as the Terminator, because he hasn't really been Terminator since T3.
T3, yeah.
And that was... How old is that? I feel like that movie's so old.
That was 2000... must be at least 2000.
It was like early... Yeah, it was like early 2000s. So it's been like at least... Probably like 10 years.
Was 97?
Was it 97?
Was it 90, late 90s maybe? I'm mad now. I gotta...
Maybe. But yeah, you saw, it's just, I don't
91, holy shit.
Was it really? 91?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let me search Rise of the Machines.
2003 was Rise of the Machines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was he governor then? He couldn't be governor.
Was he governor then? I think he was governor right after that.
Right after that?
Happened. I think that's why he wasn't in the Salvation.
Well, I wouldn't want him to be in Salvation anyways.
I wouldn't.
No, wasn't he in Salvation?
No, they had some other guy who was like basically like a stunt double, like
He looked like him though.
Yeah. He just looked like him, and they had a
version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like. So wait, that was another thing I was confused about. Did they just do that crap again in this movie? Because it looked like it was the same as in Salvation. Like it was like a really young Arnold, and then you have like old Arnold come up, and I'm like, wait, did they shoot it twice and just dye his hair? Or?
Yeah, I think they just like shot it makeup or something.
Yeah,
and like
I think made him young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm excited for it. It looks good. It looks fun.
Yeah,
it's definitely an action-packed movie. It should be good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
For sure.
Okay. So my next piece of news: Jurassic Park.
Oh gosh.
Has a new trailer. And I am all sorts of excited for this thing.
Are you really though?
I am not a Star Wars.
Star Wars.
We can talk about Star Wars later. But I am a Jurassic Park junkie. I've been a Jurassic Park fan since the original. Like even since I was as long as I can remember, I've been in love with Jurassic Park.
You read the book?
I have read the books.
You read the book? Was it good?
Yes. The first one was good. Actually, both the books he made were good because he only made two Jurassic Park books. Yeah, he made Lost World and he made the original Jurassic Park, and they were both really, really good. And the Lost World book is nothing like the movie that they came out with, and I was really mad about that. Yeah, like after I read the Lost World book, I was like, they completely destroyed this book in that second movie.
Yeah,
but I still love that movie because they had the T-Rex tromping around through New York City or Manhattan or wherever he was, causing all kinds of trouble.
So this Jurassic World, right? What was it called?
Yes, Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. What's so good about it? Explain. Tell me.
The trailer in itself made it look like this new director, who I actually do not know his name, but this new director that they're coming out with for this, I think he really gets like the purpose of the old movies, because with like Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic Park 2, they tried to make it more of like an action-packed thing, and it was like, let's see how many dinosaurs we can fit into this movie to make it, exciting for everybody and everything like that. And that's not really the point of Jurassic Park. Like, it's just supposed to be a thriller. Like, if anything, it's like the less dinosaurs you see, it's more like a monster movie in that sense, that like the less you see them, the more of a threat there is.
Yeah.
Like, especially like, case in point, the very first Jurassic Park, the kitchen scene with the velociraptors was so good because it was, first off, close quarters in a kitchen with 6-foot-long dinosaurs stomping around the place trying to eat you. It was just everything about, and just like the suspense, and I feel like they're trying to bring that back with this movie, especially with the inclusion of this genetic hybrid, even though I'm feeling a certain type of way about it, because I really don't feel like they need to have a genetic hybrid. They could have just brought in some other dinosaur, like an Allosaurus or something like that, or something unknown that most people don't know about, and use that instead of deciding to create a genetic hybrid. But I feel like they're trying to bring back more of that suspense arc from the original movies, and I really like that a lot.
Yeah, I can totally see what you're saying about the suspense thing and the thriller, because it definitely looks like a thriller. The way that the trailer propelled this, like the way it was done was a trailer. You didn't see a dinosaur at all.
Yeah,
you saw you only saw a couple dinosaurs.
You only saw raptors, and then you saw at one point, like at the very beginning when they did that whole like SeaWorld type thing, and you saw that dinosaur, and that was it. Like, that's the only dinosaurs you saw, except for the Brontosaurus. But I mean, that's just like, that was like seeing
they're gonna drive past that, and that's it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that was like seeing the Brontosaurus in the original movie. Like, it was just they're only there for you to get the sense that, yes, this is Jurassic Park and you are there and there are dinosaurs.
And like, I watched the trailer, and for me, it's like I've never really cared about Jurassic Park. I was a kid who kind of skipped that phase of like dinosaurs being cool. Yeah. Like, I never liked dinosaurs at all. I thought they're kind of stupid, honestly. But Jurassic Park 1 is really good, and Jurassic Park 2, I like Jurassic Park 1 a lot. Jurassic Park 2, didn't care for it at all.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about Jurassic Park 2 is, wasn't like a little girl got eaten by like tiny raptors in the beginning of the movie or something like that?
Yeah, that part made me laugh so hard.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, she basically got bit to death by these tiny little like compy looking dinosaur things, and another guy got beaten by them later on in the movie, and it was like, those are the two funniest deaths, because it's like they're just these tiny dinosaurs, like you could easily swat them away.
Yeah,
but they're like petrified by fear, I guess, because they're dinosaurs or something.
That's the only thing I remember about about Jurassic Park 2. And Jurassic Park 3, I remember I was so excited for it because didn't it have like a really cool pterodactyl scene in it or something?
Yes, that was probably the best part of the third movie, was that scene where they are in that they're in this bridge, and it's like really misty and smoky and everything, and all of a sudden they're like walking along it, and they feel the handrails, and Dr. Grant, which was another great part about the movie because they brought Dr. Grant back, but he felt along the side, and he felt like it was basically like pterodactyl poop, and he was like, this isn't a bridge, like it's a bird cage, and you like see the mist clear up, and you see this giant cage. And then you realize that like there are these like killer pterodactyls in here, and it was great.
So in this new one, he's not going to be in it?
No, Dr. Grant's not going to be in it.
So it's just going to be Chris Pratt?
Yeah, it's just Chris Pratt and this new girl who's like, I guess the new...
old guy?
Yeah, the new Dr. Malcolm, or not Dr. Malcolm, because that's Jeff Goldblum. What's his name? Uh, the
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 scientist
old guy.
guy.
Yeah,
The
the
guy who
old
was
guy.
like really creepy about the fossil thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like you
Who's
have Chris Pratt, which first off, Chris Pratt. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not a Chris Pratt fan.
You're not a Chris Pratt fan?
No, I'm not at all. But then again,
I
I just don't like Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah. That is really the only movie he's been in. So like if you haven't
True.
seen Parks and Rec, like there's nothing for like you to go off of.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen Parks and Rec either. So I really don't have any like I only have him going off of Guardians of the Galaxy,
Guardians.
but I loved him as Star-Lord. But I know that we have differing opinions on that, so
Well, this is easy because you're wrong.
well, I mean, I'm not wrong, but you're wrong,
But-
obviously, because Chris Pratt's awesome as Star-Lord, but I mean, you know.
Well, Star Lord's stupid, but in the
Well,
trailer
yeah,
for
Star-Lord's
Jurassic
not
World, the scene where Chris Pratt's character was he like a raptor hunter or something?
I think his thing
was-
is he's like a tamer.
That's why I
I
thought
think they're
it was
like
something
tame
that.
rat. You're talking about the motorcycle scene, right?
The scene, yeah, the scene. where
Yes,
he's
with the
riding
raptors.
That
Yeah.
scene was so stupid,
I didn't like that. Like
dude. It looked
raptors
like
are some of my favorites, and the fact that they like domesticated them is gonna make me really mad if like that's a real thing and they're really like tame raptors, because that's really stupid.
But just that scene of him riding his motorcycle, like in the CG landscape, looked like Sin City 1. Looked like a Sin City 1 scene because Chris Pratt looked very static and this looks so
Yeah.
fake. And like, I don't remember exactly, but didn't Spielberg use like a lot of machines for Jurassic Park 1 or was it mostly CG? I don't remember.
No, for the Jurassic Park 1, he used a lot of practical effects. He was really big into animatronics.
Yeah, that's why I remember seeing that. That's why I like Star Wars a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this
Yes.
new one was all CG.
Yeah.
Like
Wait.
the new trailer for Jurassic Park is all just CG, right?
I
I didn't see. I don't think I saw any
it
practical
is.
like animatronics in it.
I think it is. I thought I read somewhere that they're going to be using some practical animatronics, but yeah, in the trailer I didn't
Yeah.
see any. It was all CG.
But I mean, it was cool though to see like the overall. I'm like lukewarm on it. Like I'll watch it.
Right.
I'm not like super like I'm super excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is cool that they actually have other people there in the park.
Yes. I like that a lot. Yeah, that it's an actual theme park now, and it's not like testing phases. Like this is a real thing. And actually, I've been reading up on this, and this is at a point where this park is a real thing, and it's been in existence for like a really, really long time. Like according to like a synopsis that I read, is like this park's been around like this movie's supposed to take place in like real time, so this park has been around since like 2005. So it's
Okay.
been like 10 years that this park's been out, and that's why they make the genetic hybrid,
So
because
is
they're
it
trying to find new ways to attract people.
Is it a sequel to the original or no?
I think it's not like a reboot. Like I think it's still following along the lines of like the original movies.
So did this new girl, did she like just find like did she just inherit the park and then like or the research from the old guy and was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna
think
keep
she-
doing this.
I think what happened is there's actually like a new company that like bought Engine out.
Oh.
And so she like works for this new company, but she's like, remember Samuel L. Jackson's character in the first
Deep
Jurassic
Blue
Park?
Sea? Oh, he's in
No.
Jurassic Park 1?
Yeah, he's in Jurassic Park 1.
Wait,
He's the
what?
you didn't know that?
No, who do you play?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is he's the one in the control room, the one
wait.
with the computers.
Dude, wait, what? Hold on.
You don't ever remember seeing that?
No.
Yeah, that's totally Samuel L. Jackson.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah, Samuel L.
What?
Jackson. Yeah, he's basically like the head manager of the park. Like he's the one that runs everything.
Oh, I kept thinking that was Lawrence Fishburne
Yeah, no,
for a
yeah.
long time. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm good. I was looking at the picture of it. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so I think like she's gonna be like his type of character, or like where she's like the manager of the park.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll watch it when it comes out. When's it come out? Is there a date for it yet?
I believe it's coming out December sometime, or maybe
Okay.
over the summer. I can't remember. Actually, I think it's over the summer, like in June.
Well, you can imagine if the trailer's out, which showed that much of it, it must be done, or almost
Yeah.
close to be done of being.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
post-production.
pretty close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in post production.
Or I imagine it's probably almost done, or at least I would hope so. 'Cause I feel like I feel like I've been hearing about this movie for years. I feel like.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for a really, really long time, but I think they started filming it last year. So
Okay. So
But
it could be
yeah.
a while then.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know it's in 2015. I'm just not sure if it's like summer or if it's later in the year.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I think it's summer. I think it's going to be like a summer blockbuster type of thing.
I know a lot of people are excited for it though.
Yes,
for sure.
Okay, so
we can move on. A lot of goddamn comic book movie news.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff around.
We'll start off with some stuff that I saw yesterday.
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange.
Yes, I did see that.
And I know this is a very like a what's it called? Like not dissecting, but like a very polarizing decision because a lot of people don't like Cumberbatch.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like him as an actor at all. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how people react to him as Doctor Strange.
Because for me, it's like I like Cumberbatch only as Sherlock because he plays a weird guy. I didn't as Khan. I didn't like him as Khan.
I didn't like him as Khan either. I think, but yeah, I agree with you. He was good in Sherlock, and I didn't like him in Star Trek at all.
Yeah,
but
he was. I
haven't seen him in it. Has he been in anything else?
He's Smaug. Smaug.
Oh, that's right. He's Smaug.
But you don't see him. You just see his like.
Yeah,
you see his what's it called? His he did the mocap for it.
The mocap. He did his own mocap though, so I mean, props to him for that.
But I honestly don't know what else he's been in. I can't name other movies.
That's the only movies I can think of are Hobbit and
Star
Trek.
and Star Trek. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's all I can think of.
My opinion on this is that I actually don't like it because I feel like he looks nothing like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I feel like he won't.
I agree.
The personality that I've seen him play, he won't do a good job. Because my main pick for Doctor Strange is Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, I think he would play the best Doctor Strange. He looks just like him.
Yeah, he does.
He looks just like him. He looks just like Tony Stark too.
Yeah, I was about to say it's hard because Tony Stark and Doctor Strange look really similar.
Yeah, just like the goatee and then the hair's longer or something.
Yeah.
But that's that. A little more comic because I'm flipping over to the DC side. Suicide Squad cast reveal. I'll run through them real quick.
Okay.
Jared Leto as the Joker.
Okay.
Will Smith as Deadshot.
I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Tom Hardy as Rick Flag.
Yep.
And Margot Robbie as Harley. I stopped there because that's all people actually care about.
But hold on. I have somebody that I have to say because go ahead. Jai Courtney is Captain Boomerang, and I love any Flash.
Where was he in from?
Jai Courtney is he is. I know I've seen him in some other. He's like I'm pretty sure he's one of those Prison Break stars.
Okay.
But
so Jared Leto as Joker is obviously the biggest thing. How do you feel about that?
They finally recasted him. Jai Courtney is the A Good Day to Die Hard. He was Bruce Willis' son. He was the son.
That movie sucked.
Yeah. I did not like that movie.
That movie was bad.
Yeah, but no way. He's in Terminator Genesis. He's Kyle Reese.
Oh,
that's him.
He's Kyle.
That's him.
Oh no, I hate him. I don't like him.
You don't like him?
That's the one thing I forgot to mention about Terminators. I don't like the way they cast Kyle Reese. Like I don't like that cat. I think he looks nothing like Kyle Reese in like the original movie, and then he looks even farther from like Kyle Reese from like Chekhov Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got you.
But Jared Leto as Joker, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't know what to think about it because I haven't seen that much stuff with Jared Leto. To be honest, he's kind of an unknown actor to me. Mm-hmm. But I've heard really good things. I've talked to some other people and they've seen him in some stuff and they really like his acting. He's very into his roles.
Yes, he is.
He's very much. I've heard he's very much of a method actor. Much like
Heath Ledger.
like Heath Ledger.
So we'll have a second guy did.
Yeah. So I mean, if he does a good job, I mean, all I can say right now is I hope he does his best, which I'm sure he will.
I mean, he's Academy Award.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a really big proponent of giving people a chance before hating on them a whole bunch. So I'll wait until until I see what he does in the Suicide Squad to judge how good of a Joker he did. But right now, I mean, it's iffy for me. That's all I'll say.
From seeing his previous work, I mean, obviously, I think his most famous film is Requiem for a Dream, which I hate that movie.
I've not seen that. the drug addict.
The drug addict movie.
Rehab movie, yeah.
Well, it's not rehab.
It's not rehab?
They're doing drugs. They're drug addicts, and then they has what's her name? Connolly, Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, okay.
It has Jennifer Connelly in it, and it has my favorite line from a movie besides a couple lines. It has one of my favorite lines in the movie at the end of the movie when their lives are all going, because that movie is not happy. Like it's just them doing drugs and getting drugs and like becoming dependent on drugs more and more, and then it ends crappily. There's no happy ending to that movie, and it ends with Jennifer Connelly stuck doing like no, she's more than a stripper, but she's not a hooker. Like exotic, like sexualized, like performances.
Right.
And like the famous scene from that movie is where at the end of the movie, this is how the movie ends. Like it ends with her, and then it cuts to all the main characters, like, you know, oh, we're still stuck on drugs, and here's our consequences, like them living their lives or whatever, but like crappy lives. Right. It ends with Jennifer Connelly's character, like on stage surrounded by a bunch of creepy men. And they're all throwing money at her because she's naked. And it's her and another lady, right? Like on a double-headed dildo. Oh, and they're both and they're just yelling ass to ass, like super loud.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the funniest thing. But I watched that in school. I watched that in film school.
Wait, what?
We watched Looking for Drew in film school, and we're like, why are we watching this? We have to critique this movie, how it's made. And
my gosh.
And everyone's like, we want to skip to the scene where they say ass to ass. That's all we want to see.
That's all I want to see.
But, I mean, he was in Lord of War with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay.
He's in Dallas Buyers Club.
Right.
As the transvestite character.
Haven't seen that movie yet.
I mean, I haven't seen it either, but it won a bunch of awards, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he won his Academy Award for that.
Is he? Did he? Oh, that makes sense.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I've heard that was pretty. It's a really good critical movie. That's
and so as an actor, he obviously is good. He is like he has backed up like a catalog of movies that are known for being well done.
Yeah.
But as the Joker, and like I hate Heath Ledger's Joker.
You don't like it?
All of me. I completely goes against the character from the comic book. It's completely different, and it's completely different in the sense of like it's mayhem for the sake of mayhem, whereas Joker has always had a plan. The Joker's not he's a smart guy. That's why he has his things. He's not just some guy for crazy whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like he can either make it's really up in the air for me. He can either make it or break it. I think no matter what he does, he will be better than Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I think
he will be. If he sticks to a more
if he plays it like Heath Ledger, then he's gonna suck. If he plays it like a complete...
Hopefully he won't try to. I'm hoping he'll be smart enough to realize that he should step out on his own and try to do his own thing.
I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll be like, okay, well, I shouldn't just try to take this guy's style.
Right. Yeah. But, and if he does that, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, probably. Will Smith is Deadshot.
Yes.
That's a white guy that they're making a black guy.
Yeah.
And I have here's my issue with this, right? I don't care about these characters at all. I have no problem with any of these characters being white or black or whatever.
Right.
Except I think if Joker was black, I think I would care. I think I would care. If Joker was not white, I think I would care.
I could see that.
But Will Smith's a great actor. But we know this. Deadshot is a C-list villain at best.
Yes.
Honestly.
For sure.
Right? If even that.
Yeah, I would consider him C-list. He's not top tier.
My issue is that I think Will Smith should be playing a different character because I don't want Will Smith to be entered into the DCU
as Deadshot
as a crappy character.
Yeah,
you know,
there are definitely better people for him to play than Deadshot.
Well, don't give him he's a good actor. Give him a top tier character.
Yeah, give him a leading role. Give him something that he can actually like shine and carry a movie.
Or I think maybe I would be happier with Will Smith as Deadshot if they gave him a bad guy role first. Like they made him a bad guy. They Suicide Squad, they're bad guys, but they're working for good stuff.
Yeah, they're
so like if you
bad guys that do good stuff.
Well, I think they're contracted by the agency, whatever. It's like, hey, you're in prison. We'll do you solid if you do us a solid type thing. Mm-hmm. If they gave me a movie where he played Deadshot as the bad guy, so I was convinced that he could be a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And then make him do Suicide Squad, I would be happier. Yeah, but they're jumping right into him being a good guy as a bad guy, and it's like, well, I don't care really.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy as Rick Flag, don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
I like Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's fine.
I've been a Tom Hardy fan. I mean, it's I don't really know too much about Rick Flag as a character in general, but I know that he's the leader, and I'm sure Tom Hardy will do fine. So
he was great in Bronson.
Yes,
he was great in Bronson. He was also crappy as Bane.
He was a terrible Bane. Well, they did a terrible job with Bane, but that's a whole different argument.
In general, yeah.
But that's a whole different argument. But
Margot Robbie as Harley. I hate Harley, so I could care less about anything.
I'm indifferent to Harley. I mean, I know why a lot of people love her, but she's never really sparked that for me, so...
Yeah, I don't care about her at all, absolutely. I don't give a shit about that character.
Yeah.
So, what you got?
Okay, well... let's see. I'll keep one of my last two things in the world of comic book news. Ryan Reynolds is set to play Deadpool again for the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Because what was it? 2 days ago, I read that he was in talks to do it, and he was talking to Fox about it. And then I think it was either last night or this morning, I read that they officially confirmed him, and he is set to play Deadpool in the movie.
And honestly, I'm not sure if you saw the test he did a couple years ago.
I did not see that test.
It was a CG for like a CG Deadpool movie, but he did the voice for it, and it was perfect. It was like 100%.
I heard that test was really good. Like I remember when everybody was talking about them trying to make a Deadpool movie, like before they officially announced it, they were all talking about that screen, and they were like, if you would make a movie based on this screen, it would be the greatest Deadpool movie of all time.
Yeah, I mean the screen test was perfect. It was really on point. I don't like Deadpool at all. I never care for that character, but I mean, he definitely will do a good job.
When I read him, he's funny, but I don't like actively seek him out. He's more like just if I need a laugh or something like that, I'm sure I can always turn to a Deadpool story, but he's not like a favorite character of mine.
Yeah. Go ahead, give another one. What you got? What else you got?
Star Wars.
Star Wars
came out with its
how about this? Let me knock out a couple more things because Star Wars will be a bigger topic.
Star Wars will be a big thing. That's why I didn't know if we wanted to go into that. So
I'll go ahead. I have two more things and then Star Wars is my last thing.
Yep.
Ridley Scott may or may not direct Blade Runner 2.
Are they actually doing Blade Runner 2 or is he just talking about directing?
He worked on the script for it. The script is done. It's been done for a while.
Okay.
He's like, I wrote the script. It's done. I worked with the guy who wrote the first movie. Its screenplay is written.
Right.
A while back, he said he wanted to do a sequel. Now he's like, maybe I will. And I'm not sure yet. We're not sure what's going on with it.
Right.
But the script is done, and they will make a sequel. That's still like they're working. Okay. It's still process being made.
Right. So it's still in pre-production.
Well, the script's done. Yeah, they haven't cast anybody yet. But Harrison Ford did say he wanted to come back.
He wanted to come back as
Harrison Ford said he wanted to come back. So we have Harrison Ford come back as Han.
Okay.
Which was his stipulation for. He said, "I'll do Han if I do Indiana again," which is what he told. Apparently, what he told Spielberg and Disney and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And then he said he wants to do Deckard again for Blade Runner. So we'll have an old guy in all these three movies.
Right. An old Indiana, an old Deckard, and an old Han.
Yeah, and my last thing in news before Star Wars is this is actually breaking news today.
Right.
Today,
breaking news. Ooh, breaking news.
Breaking news for today. On December 5th, 2014. Batman v Superman is done filming.
No way.
It is finished filming.
Yes?
It is done.
It's finished? It's done?
Yep.
That's amazing.
It's completely finished. So
that means they have a whole year to do everything that goes with after filming.
Well, it comes out next summer, right?
Yeah, it comes out next May, I believe.
Well, this upcoming May or May like...
No, like May 2016.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they moved it back because... I remember them talking about they moved it back because of... somebody got injured or something while they were filming. Like, I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck got injured or something. Oh. So they had to move it back or something like that.
But Star Wars is coming out next summer or next winter. Winter.
Star Wars
is
coming out.
That's what matters.
Yes, December.
And speaking of Star Wars.
Yes.
The trailer's out.
Yes, it is.
What you got, Zach?
I'm excited.
Tell me your feelings.
Because my feelings are...
Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, by the way.
Yes, Star Wars: The Force Awakens coming out December 2015. I don't think there's an exact date on it yet, but I know it'll be around that Christmas time.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this movie. It is, when I saw this trailer, it was everything that I wanted to see. I saw a lot of practical effects. I saw that there was the lighting and the filming that they did very much reminded me of old George Lucas Star Wars original trilogy. I'm very excited for it. Even the sound effects, the lightsaber for the Sith popping up, and then the very end you see the little tease of maybe an old lightsaber, maybe Luke's first lightsaber. I don't know. I read something about that might be a thing. But yeah, everything about that, from the Sith, the Daisy Ridley's character and her weird little junk speeder.
That thing looks stupid.
Yeah, it looked dumb as hell. But that new droid, I'm absolutely in love with that new droid. He looks awesome. John Bogoya looks amazing in that stormtrooper outfit. What is it? Oscar? Is it Oscar Wilde?
No,
or Oscar Isaac.
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is
pilot.
The pilot for that X-wing. And those X-wings look amazing. They look beat up. They look like they've been through hell and back. And I'm all sorts of excited for this movie.
Here's the thing: we're separate sides of this coin.
You are?
Oh, we're different.
Okay.
We're different
That's
on
fine.
this.
Okay.
I'll run through. Okay. Overall, I really liked it. I really liked the trailer overall. Right?
Yes.
Without dissecting it, because I'm a Star Wars fan, you know this.
Yes.
I read a lot of the books, which don't matter anymore. But
yes,
I've read a lot of the books. And without dissecting it even further, I think that, because you can see a billion other people dissect this online.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The tone of the trailer is really cool because it's really dark.
Yes.
It's really dark, like
it was
sinister.
Especially with that voiceover. Yes, it was very.
Yeah, of Andy Serkis's voiceover. Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited to see what character he's going to be playing.
Dude, I hope it's not a CG character.
I hope it's not either. I hope they actually do it like they have him in the Avengers.
Yeah, and then,
actually use him.
It has a really cool tone to it. It's very like dramatic, a very serious tone, which you don't really you haven't seen that in Star Wars before, really, not in the movies at least.
Yeah,
and it's different from the prior 6, tone wise, and even visually, it looks
a lot different. It looks
like J.J. Abrams.
Yes,
which is good and bad. It looks like Star Trek. I was telling everyone I talked to about it. All of the flight scenes are Star Trek.
Yes,
just no lens flares.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like the Millennium Falcon, I know he's adding practical effects. I like that. Yes.
I forgot that part. When you hear that score, and the Millennium Falcon comes zipping through. Oh, my inner fanboy died.
My problem is this though. I love the toys for using the models.
Right.
So having them be CG, it's like, well, everyone that bitched and moaned about George Lucas making the CG X-Wings, now you have a movie where they're all CG again.
Yeah.
Like, why are you're gonna like? That's my issue with it. Is like they're still changing some things about it, and like of course they're changing because it's future and you can change it and make it honestly looks better. I think, and certain things you can do much more with it. But those models are really, really rad, and they do look really sweet.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's J.J. Abrams, it looks like J.J. Abrams. You can tell it's Abrams from.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell it's J.J. Abrams.
I don't like that. I want it to look different from other stuff he's done.
No. Yeah. I mean, I like the style, but I understand the need for it to have a different feel.
Because I don't want everyone to be like, oh hey, that's Star Trek. Oh hey, that's Star Wars. It looks similar. I don't want that to ever be there.
Yeah. I can see that.
I know it's hard because it's the same guy doing both. And
it's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard to change your style from making one sort of space opera-ish type movie to making a similar one, but having to try to give it a different feel.
Well, let's just go ahead right now. Star Trek's not space opera. I hate Star Trek. You know this. Star Trek is a crappy, character-driven, BS, boring story. Star Wars is the space opera. It is the space opera, and I think it will turn out fine. I think I'll like it. I think I will like it more than 1, 2, and 3.
Oh yes.
I have no problem with the stupid lightsaber hilt. I
don't either.
I had no problem with that. The Sith looked cool from behind. He looked really tall and lanky, and looks like Luke will have a lot of issues with it.
Yes.
And then the Black Stormtrooper, down with it. Totally fine with it.
Oh, I'm totally fine with the Black Stormtrooper. It totally makes sense.
But
they're not going to be cloning forever.
with this trailer, again, like Terminator, I have a billion questions that I will not go into because I have so many of them.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of continuity issues that I would have to see how they work through that.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
But that's all the news you got?
Yep, that's all the news I got.
That's all the news for this episode. But
that's all the news.
We are moving on to our next segment.
Okay.
Which is what is out this week in theaters. This was a segment that I think we really should have had from the get-go. We really should, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. This is coming out this week, if not out already. I'm just gonna start from top of my list and it's run down. I'm not gonna go through like the director and then I'm trying to run through it. But December 3rd, movie called Wild is coming out.
Okay.
The rest of these movies all come out today. The rest of this list comes out today, December 5th.
Okay.
Pyramid, Comet, By the Gun, Murder of a Cat, Life Partners, and Still Alice.
Okay.
There's a couple more coming out today. These were like look the best.
Right.
I know for a fact I want to see By the Gun.
By the Gun? Okay.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
Are these like more independent type movies?
These are all coming out. I mean, some of them are limited release, but I know Wild has Reese Witherspoon in it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's like her about like I think like her husband died or something like that, and she like travels around or something like that. Very honestly, like the pictures remind me of Mamma Mia. But I haven't seen Mamma Mia, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've only seen the trailers for Mamma Mia, but yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
I know what that visual style looks like.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
And so that's that. I want to see By the Gun. I'm not sure if you want to see any of those movies coming out.
I haven't heard about any of those except for The Pyramid, to be honest.
That's the horror movie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the horror movie. Yeah, that's the only one I've heard about.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen anything else about The Pyramid. Just that it's a horror movie, and that apparently I saw some reviews of it. I haven't read it yet though.
Okay.
And I won't watch it because I don't watch horror movies.
I don't really watch horror movies that much either, so yeah, I probably won't be watching that. But I'm down to see By the Gun because is that like sounds like a cowboy?
It's not a cowboy movie.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
But it sounds
I'm still excited. What's it about?
It's about some guy with a gun.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll read the synopsis for you.
Okay.
You pull it up. Hold on. Here's the synopsis from By the Gun.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. A good kid at heart, Nick got caught up in the street lifestyle he was exposed to while growing up in Boston's North End. He began running with the wrong crowd and was soon fully immersed in a life of petty crime. The eldest son of two first-generation Italian parents, Nick always felt the pressure to contribute to the family's American dream, especially once that dream stopped making ends meet. And there's a little bit more, but this is going to be
a
nice...
You know what it actually sounds like similar, though?
Every Al Pacino movie?
Yes, Al Pacino movie, but it actually sounds similar. Not exactly, but The Town.
The Town, oh yeah.
With Ben Affleck. It sounds similar to that type of thing.
You can buy that on Blu-ray for $7 at Best Buy.
It's a good movie, though. It's a good movie, too.
It's a good movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But transitioning into it's pretty much the same segment topic, but just kind of like it's still related to what's coming out. It's actually the box office for this week.
Okay.
So I'll just run through it real quick before we get to our last segment.
Sounds good.
This week's box office. Mockingjay Part 1 made $57 million.
Oh, wow.
Penguins of Madagascar made $25.4 million.
Nice.
Big Hero 6 made 18.8, which has been out for a while.
Yeah.
Interstellar made 15.7, which again has been out for a while. And Horrible Bosses 2 made 15.5. I think it's only been out for a week and a half, I think.
Has it only been out for a week?
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I know it came out pretty recently, so...
Yeah. But Mockingjay, 57, that's a big gap between that and Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah, that's like double it. That's almost doubled it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's huge.
I still haven't seen it. I haven't even seen Catching Fire.
I have not. I've seen Catching Fire, but I have not seen the Mockingjay Part 1. I have not.
We can check it out when you get back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay.
But we can go ahead into our discussion / review / whatever you want to call it. Discussion. I call it discussion.
It's very loose.
For this episode, which, Zach, what are we talking about? What movie?
We are talking about one of my favorite espionage / spy movies
Bourne Identity.
Bourne Identity.
The Bourne Identity.
So I have some facts here about Bourne Identity.
Okay.
Much like
spit some facts to me.
It was released June 14th, 2002.
Okay.
The director is Doug Liman or Lyman.
Right.
He directed Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jumper, Edge of Tomorrow, and apparently he's directing Splinter Cell.
Oh, Splinter Cell's coming out with a movie?
Apparently.
I did not know that.
I know they've been working on a screenplay for a while, but I didn't know that there's a director attached to it yet. But apparently there is.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool. It was based on a novel of the same name by Robert Ludlum, which I actually read. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
The budget was $60 million. Box office was 214 plus million.
So they did really, really well in this movie.
It did really well. Obviously, it spawned 2 really good sequels and 1 shitty one.
Yep. That one, that last shitty one.
But go ahead. Let's just go ahead and kind of talk about this movie because it's been out for 12 years now.
Yeah, it's been out for a really long time. But I mean, this is one of my favorite movies. Matt Damon in it is spectacular. I think this is one of his best acting roles that I've seen him in. Especially, pretty sure it's like one of his earliest ones.
His first movie was literally what he wrote with Ben Affleck was what's it called? 97 was Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. That's what I thought it.
Yeah, it was Good Will Hunting, and then he did what's the one with what's his name? Robin Williams.
I thought that was Good Will Hunting.
Is it? Okay.
Is that not Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And then he did Dogma. 99 Dogma.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Smith movie, and then he did something else, and then he did this.
Yeah.
It's one of his earlier films.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, this movie stars Matt Damon, Franca Potenta,
yes,
Chris Cooper, and Clive Owen. Just saying.
Yes, and all those characters, I feel like, we can talk about the actors first because I feel like they all did a pretty phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Especially the one person that I think did a good job, who I would have liked to see more of, was Clive Owen as his assassin character.
Like he had like 3 lines.
He literally had like 3 lines. He was like, "To Paris, Treadstone.
We work
death.
alone.
We all work alone. I'm dead now.
So we give them so much and get so little.
Look what we get for all that we give."
Yeah, then we die, and he dies.
Yeah.
He looked dumb too.
Yeah, he didn't. At first, I didn't realize that it was Clive Owen at first because he just looked so much different in this movie.
With glasses, that's why.
Yeah, with the glasses and everything. But yeah, his character was really, really good. Matt Damon obviously did a phenomenal job. The woman who played Charisse, Marie. Franca Potenta. Franca Potenta. She did a decent job. I think she was probably one of my least favorite parts of this movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't think... The way I thought about this movie is like... It's almost... I have like a 007 type of sense. So it was like she was Jason Bourne's Bond girl.
Yeah,
and
totally.
she was not as attractive as a Bond girl as I think they could have gotten.
Sure.
That's my thinking.
I don't think but they didn't want her to be a Bond girl per se, though.
Yeah, they really didn't. But that's probably the thinking that I like.
Bond girls fit into a category of like, hey, we're super sexy, but then we're kind of like a bitch.
Yeah.
This girl's like a standard like civilian girl who gets reeled into the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and she definitely fits the part. Like, she definitely looks like kind of like an average everyday woman that could just be like
such a backhand compliment.
I mean, it's just sort of backhanded, but I mean she definitely looks like somebody that like could be having problems in like an embassy, like having a visa or something like that, and could get caught up in like this, accidentally get caught up in this issue because of I'm a spy and I just happen to listen to all your problems and I feel like I'll pay you $20,000 for you to drive me halfway across this continent.
Yeah, it's like I forgot how young Matt Damon was.
Yeah, he's really young in this
young
movie.
Well, I mean, he may have been like 28, but he looked super young.
He looked younger than that. Like he looked like he was like 24, 25 in this movie.
But I agree though. I think the entire cast, even Potenta,
Yeah.
whatever how you pronounce
Potenta.
it. I think the entire cast was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I thought it was really well done cast, really well casted, really well acted. I think.
Yes. Especially Chris Cooper and Brian Cox.
Dude, he's a good bad guy.
Yeah, those their CIA characters, they are really good.
Like Chris Cooper plays such a good bad guy, man.
Yes. That's like I almost feel like he's like stereotyped in that role for me because I can't remember any other role that he's been in where he hasn't been like either an asshole or a bad guy.
I can't think of any right now.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Honestly.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off like the top of my head where he wasn't just like a bad guy or an asshole in some sort of this. He was in The Town? I did not know he was in The Town. Oh, okay. Well then. Yeah.
But I feel like he did a really good job as a bad guy, and like especially the scene where him and Bourne first meet, or first quote unquote first meet, when they meet up at the Treadstone like headquarters, whatever, in Paris.
In the safe house.
In the safe house, and he's like, just like, you see him like he's scared because Bourne and the gun to him, and he realizes that Bourne he forgot who he was, and he's like, I can play this out.
Yeah,
and he like
play
smacks
it
the gun
off
out of it. He smacks the gun out of his face. He's like, "What are you doing, soldier? You failed." And it's like, "Damn, good bad guy."
Yeah, you could see like kind of that adaptability in his character.
But then he dies, so it's like,
damn.
Then he gets murked by some other Treadstone agent.
Yeah, some other Treadstone guy who just happened to be, which was a cool little twist in the movie for me.
Yeah,
to see like that whole, it kind of really focused or brought to light like the backstabbing nature of like the CIA.
What it could actually do.
Yeah, like what actually, like this is the stuff that like is on the daily for them, like betraying people and setting people up to take falls for other people's mistakes. So.
Yeah. I know for me, especially, this is moving away from necessarily the actor part of it, but it's like some of the best choreographed fights in the genre.
That was actually my next point that I was going to bring up is the fights that I saw were what I wanted to see out of like an action movie. Like the very first fight that he had with those two police officers in the park, it was over like that, and it was definitely something like he's a highly trained assassin. Like that's something that should be like easy for him, and they definitely like got that point across that like this is something that's like he doesn't even break a sweat over it.
Yeah. It's definitely, like I said, it's probably the best choreographed fight scenes, like this in general, these movies in general, in the genre. And by genre, I mean it's the spy thriller type movie that really makes Taken look amateur.
Yeah,
and that may be the actual choreograph from the martial arts guys who do the movie, or it may be because the actor just is more flexible than Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
but it really kind of for me like sets the standard and the bar for like these spy action movies, because like martial arts movies are a whole different thing. That entire movie is choreographed. The acting is much different. It's just we're acting the acting and the story that the talking moves between the fights. Right. Whereas this movie, like it all coincides and coheses together to create a better story. So I feel like it's like the genre defining series of, especially for the first one that sets it all up for the martial arts parts. Obviously incorporates a billion different martial arts, and it's really really well done, and Matt Damon does an insanely well job. And the one part I wanted, I mean, obviously the entire movie has great fights in it. You mentioned the cop scene, which is a great scene, but for me it's the first time he fights a Treadstone agent in his house in France. And he stabs the guy in the hand with the pen.
With the pen, yes.
And then the guy just gets back up like no big deal and just pulls it out. And you see it pull out. And you see like... The thing though, when he stabs the guy with the pen, right? In the arm the first time.
Right.
It has like...
Blood.
It's bloody, but it has like a grip on it. Like, did that pen have a grip on it? And he's pushed the whole... Like, what happened? Did he pull out skin? And, like, it was super intense and brutal. And it's like, this shows how like just... Like on a straight writing and like... getting across how these people are brainwashed. It shows you that pain it's there, but they eat it up and just go to finish. Yeah,
they forsake the pain to finish the mission. Yeah.
And it's just it's such like the choreography in general, like the car chases, man.
Like, oh gosh, that car chase. Was it it was the very first car chase, the one in Paris. Oh yeah, with that little tiny red car doing all this stuff that you would never think like an old beat up looking car like that would do.
Well, the car chase is amazing. Obviously, 2, 3, they get better and they get more choreographed car chase. But in this one, it's like a little red box car being chased by a couple motorcycles, and they're weaving and driving through alleyways.
Yeah.
And then they go over the bump, which happens to be a stairway.
Yeah.
And they drive down the stairs, and then the cops on their motorcycles drive down the stairs, which just makes me think like, is this a common thing for French cops or for French cops to drive downstairs with the motorcycles?
This is something obviously that they're accustomed to.
They're trained for that, but it was so well done.
Yeah, yeah. Though every choreographed scene, and they were all really well done. And I want to bring back up the point that you brought up earlier that nothing is like a backlog to anything else. Like it all mixes together really, really well, which you brought up earlier. The fight scenes mix really, really well into the dialogue, and like the threat of these agents coming after him it's not something like, obviously all this talking and stuff is just to build up to this threat. It's like all this talking becomes something that leads into this threat, but it's not like the threat is the be all. This threat of the Treadstone agent, it was like the be all end all. Like it was very like spontaneous, and it wasn't obvious that it was being built up to this.
Yeah. And just like it's such a great movie. I mean, obviously the writing is really well done, and the plots are really cool, and obviously it's based on a book, but it's a really well done plot,
right?
And then you have the amazing cast and the amazing fight scenes, but then you have the fact that it's a series, and it's such a great intro to a series, and not only does it really set up what you need to know about Bourne. Doesn't feed you some stupid origin story, because it's an origin story movie. You get everything you need to know about Jason and his skills within like the first 15 minutes when he fights the cops. And you learn that he's like, okay, he lost his memory, he's an assassin, and you see the very first part of the movie he's trying to kill Wombosi, but then it's like all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, how good is he? Oh, that's how good he is. Yeah. And you see him progressively get better and better and better, because he's remembering more about what, like every time he faces a challenge, he's like, oh, I know how to do this.
Yeah, I remember how to do this.
Yeah, and like it's an origin story about a guy whose origin was like already been made. And it's not hand feeding you stuff like other origin stories are. Like you're getting this origin story within the first 10 minutes. Right. And you're seeing him, it's like, oh man. But even though it gives you all this information within the first 20 minutes of the movie, it doesn't diminish that it's an origin story, because it's an origin story of him, his new life, and like the entire movie is him like figuring out what's going on and who he is, and that's an origin story, and that's like really, really great. Yeah, and just leading up to like obviously the next two, Supremacy and Ultimatum. It's like, man, like it's a really good intro to a series.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a fantastic intro. You brought up earlier the fact that it's like you progressively see how good he is.
Yeah.
How much, like how great of an assassin he is, and the moment that sticks out to me is actually the part you were talking about earlier when Chris Cooper confronts Matt Damon in that Treadstone building, and he's talking to Matt Damon. And he's like, "You did all this. You set up the yacht, the boat.
The hit spot.
You said what day it was. You said where he was gonna be, and all this stuff." And it's like the amount of like seeing
detail.
How like it's not just like the fighting for him. Like he is smart. He is clever. He is an excellent planner. And then like seeing all that like put together, it definitely makes him.
Well, it's like, and he's like, you made Jonathan Cain, like, or you made whatever his name is, like John Michael Caine. You made him,
John Michael Caine,
and you really see like it shows you perspective on just how much of a threat Jason Bourne is compared to other Treadstone agents. Yeah, like it seems like the other guys, other agents are like, hey, go send him, but Bourne was like, how do you want to hit this mission? How do you want to kill this target? You do it. Like, why would they give him all that freedom unless he was that good? Yeah. And it really shows you how much of a threat he can be. And my final point about our little discussion about the Bourne Identity, which is a great movie. If you haven't watched it, you didn't watch it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it right now.
We'll finish this first and then watch it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Is that it was shot so well. And my point about this is obviously it's shot well, but it's the fight scenes are so fast paced and tons of movement, but the shots and the angles even with the fast pace, doesn't confuse the viewer, which is the right way to shoot action scenes. Because I've seen movies that just like you see an action scene and they try to make it look cool and angled, and like you see all those movements and blurs, but you don't know what the hell is going on.
If you have to second guess what the hell's happening in a scene, you're trying to present it wrong.
Yeah, it's like, was that an elbow? Was that a knee? I can't tell. But then he backs away and the camera stabilizes and the guy's on the ground. It's like, that's not how you shoot it. Yeah. Bourne does it right. Bourne, you see, it moves a lot, but you see every hit and you can tell what's going on. Yeah.
Every move is deliberate, and they make a point to make sure that you recognize and see like every single movement that he takes.
Exactly. Anything else you want to add before we roll on out?
Nothing I want to add right now. That's all from me for this episode. Yep.
I want to add to Bourne Identity is that if you haven't watched it yet, watch it. Then watch the next two of them. Don't watch Legacy. Legacy sucks.
Don't watch Legacy.
They are making a Bourne 5 with both of them in it.
I was about to say, I heard that it was supposed to be both of them. So I'm excited if it's going to be both of them.
It's confirmed. It's going to be Jason Bourne, and it's going to be, what's his name?
Aaron Cross.
Aaron Cross. It's going to be both of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Jeremy Renner.
I do like Jeremy Renner.
Just the writing was bad.
Yeah, the story for that movie was
bad.
Awful.
Yeah.
Because they did the opposite of what they should have done. They did the opposite of what the Bourne Identity did, is that they tried to make an origin story for Aaron Cross.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's just not.
Plus,
it's just not
all
working.
that stupid medicine thing.
Yeah, that.
I was like, shut up.
The viruses and everything, and I was like, what is? There's no point to this.
I'm losing my skills. Shut up. Shut up. But that was the Bourne Identity. If you check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Yes. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
We're back. That was a good episode.
We're back. We're finally back.
That was episode 5 of the Zach and Jay's Ticket Stub Podcast.
Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs.
If you want to check us out, Zach, where can they check us out at?
They can check us out on Facebook at Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs, facebook.com/Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs. They can check us out on YouTube at Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs.
I think it's youtube.com/Ticket Stubs Podcast, I think.
It should be. Yes, that sounds right. And we will also be making a Twitter pretty soon for Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs.
Are we?
Yes, we will be making a Twitter. And we also have a Tumblr for Zach and Jay's. It'd be Tumblr.
I think it's Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs.tumblr.com.
I think it's, maybe? That sounds right. Zach and Jay's Ticket Stubs.tumblr.com. Yep.
Yeah.
So check us out in those places.
We're going to try to get these two guys every week. A new movie every week. Hope you guys like the new format. I know we like it.
We love it.
We love it. Next week, I'm not sure. Do you want to give an idea what we're going to do next week for movie, or you just want to keep it a secret until next week?
I think we should keep it a secret. Keep trying to guess a little bit.
Okay. That works for me. So, guys, thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next week, next episode. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. See you guys later.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh.
This is for the show. When you come back, I want to see Hobbit. Are you going to be back in town, right?
Yes, I'll definitely be back in town. What day does The Hobbit come out?
17th.
I might be coming back like that day.
Okay, so we'll watch it. Well, it comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll watch it that weekend.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be back for that. All right.
Thanks, guys.